We're live. We're here. I was just setting up. Welcome back to another Jaw Time with Realtor Jeet. Today's special guest is a dear friend and mentor of mine who has walked me through not only what it really means to be accountable, but how to find your purpose and live in it. Sam Silverstein is the founder of the Accountability Institute, the Certified Accountability Advisor designation, and he is the author of 12 leadership books, which some of them are right here, on accountability and workplace culture. He has been inducted into the Speakers Hall of Fame and is simply an amazing human, a wonderful husband to Renee, an amazing dad and granddad, and anyone friends with Sam is just simply blessed. And without further ado, welcome Sam Silverstein. Welcome to Jaw Time with Real
my. You know, absolutely. You really, boy, you move me, Harjeet. I'm just gonna, you move me, and I appreciate all those kind things that you've said. So,
Oh, my pleasure. You really have. Like every time I get waterworks when I talk to Sam because he has really, like, you have really changed my life and impacted it. And I know, like, the amount of books that you have written, you're doing that for so many other people in the world. And I truly do. I'm so grateful for you. And
well, thank you.
I'm going to mention one of my favorite books.
And this one's on the way to you, by the way. This one is on the way to you.
Yeah, so Sam just wrote a new one, which is the accountability. Is that the accountability advantage?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So that's his new book. You can find it on Amazon, and any of his books, actually. You can find any of these on Amazon. And this is not my whole collection. I have digital collections too. So how have you been, Sam? It's so nice to welcome you back here on the podcast. We did one with Sekou, and that was fun. So I'm super excited that we're back here today.
I am too. Lots of good things going on, and lots of places in the world where accountability is showing up. There's a lot of places where it's not, where we can help it along. So I'm looking forward to having the conversation you want to have today and going where you're driving. So we're going anywhere you want to go today.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, let's start with what inspired you to write these books on accountability and why accountability?
My journey originally started, I at the time I had a window and door manufacturing business, and I was in partners with some of my family members, and people were thanking me for the advice I gave them. And I'm like, I didn't even remember having these conversations many times. And so I thought, well, what would happen if I can have an impact like that without trying? What would happen if I tried? And that set me on my journey of writing my first book, The Success Model. Over the years, I came to understand that really everything that I was about came down to accountability. That whether it was leadership, workplace culture, or just living our best life, accountability was the foundational element for that. And once I put those blinders on and had that kind of focus in my life, then everything started to flow. And over time, I realized that the that the topic and the study of accountability was something that was gifted to me to share. And action follows belief. And once I started believing that, then that really put a lot of wheels in motion, and things just blossomed. And eventually it brought your life and my life together in an intersection. And I've been blessed with that. And now we're here today talking about how accountability can impact our lives and the lives of others.
Yes, absolutely. And it has. And that's such an amazing story, Sam, because it's true. Action follows. You just said
Belief.
it.
Action follows belief.
Belief. Action follows belief. And you said, I love what you mentioned in this one, the accountability. I have so many of Sam's book, the theory of accountability. And on your topic of belief and action, I remember you telling me the story of this book and how it just popped in your head in the middle of the night and you just started writing this book. And you say it right here. Accountability is a way of thinking about people through the lens of experience, mindset, and commitment, which is E equals MC squared. And that's what
Exactly.
you started at your journey of when you wrote your first book that you just mentioned, um, and at your first where you were working and you're thinking, okay, how can we have these conversations and how can we impact other people's lives? And like I said, it did bring us together in an intersection in our lives where at the perfect time, perfect moment where I was thinking, what is my purpose in life? Um, I'm a mom. I knew so first I'm a daughter and then I'm a sister. I'm the oldest daughter, oldest sister, so I'm the oldest sister. The oldest child. Then I get married. My husband's the oldest of his family. So here I am as the oldest daughter in law. And right away we have our son. And now I'm a mom, and accountability starts kicking in. And that's all I've been doing as my role. But then as we grow older and older and older, I'm thinking, what is actually Harjeet's purpose? And at that moment in time, I had met Sam, and he has walked me through, like I said, finding my discovering my purpose, which was already there, and then walking through it. And I love that, Sam. So, how did you get this gift? Like, how did you find your gift?
It's do you find your gift or does your gift find you? I
Mm.
mean, y- there's a conversation,
Yeah.
obviously for that could be a conversation into itself. I believe that our unique purpose is what brings us joy in the service of others. And so think about that. What brings us joy in the surface in service of others. Now, our unique purpose is never to make money.
Mhm.
Um, now, do we need money? Yes, we need money because how are we going to put food on the table? How are we going to clothe our family? How are we taking care of our children and loved ones? Well, we need heat in the wintertime if you live in a cold climate, and you need water to drink, and all these things requires money. But that's not our purpose. It's kind of like we have to breathe if we're going to live, but breathing isn't our purpose. It's just something we have to do, but our purpose is what brings us joy in the service of others. And so for me, it was a journey. And I think for anyone, and it's a matter of taking the time and looking back in your life. And what are those times that truly where you were in joy, and
Mhm.
that joy was a direct result of service you were providing to other people, some assistance, some advice, some help. And that is what it's all about. And once we discover that, then then we have that clarity and we know where to focus. And that's really the key. So what happens is we discover our purpose, then we start to align our actions with that purpose. It
Mhm.
makes it much easier to know what to say no to and what to say yes to. And so I feel like, for me, I stumbled upon this. um, you and I have worked together, and you've been in the pivot course, and you've got worked through the process that we have. I kind of fumbled my way along until I discovered that process, and it just collaborated or corroborated what I had discovered about myself. And that is that, my purpose is to help people and organizations discover their potential and be the best they can be. That's my purpose. Now, your mission is that putting that purpose into action, and that's a whole nother story.
That's that whole pivot course.
Exactly. Exactly.
It was an amazing course that we've been through. That the whole the Pivot alumni, we were all here together walking through this. Sam has a book called The Pivot. If you haven't taken the course, you can buy his book actually, and answer. What I did with that book, Sam, and why it's helped me so much is that after every chapter, I applied everything you had directed to do. And which is why at the end of it, I was able to write down that mission, write down that purpose, and put it here. And I do have Donna and Jessica here. Jessica, she absolutely loves you. She was just talking about you yesterday. Jessica Nieto. She is head of our One EXP division and absolutely a wonderful person. Here she is, Jessica. And I don't know if you remember, well, of course you do, Clubhouse and Success. This is how she was listening to you through that as well, and she loves your books. And Donna
Thank
here
you, Jessica.
is saying mission is putting your purpose in action. Did I hear that right?
Yeah, your mission is your purpose in action. So your unique purpose is what brings you joy in the service of others. And it's critical that we understand what that is. Now we know what our purpose is, but our mission is putting that purpose into action. How do you do that? And this is both applicable for us as individuals and for our organizations. Your organization has a purpose and has a mission. Now, everyone needs to connect to the mission. Everyone in the organization doesn't have to necessarily know the purpose. The top leaders do, but everyone else really needs to know what the mission is, because that's what they're going to be executing on a daily basis. Just like you and I, our mission is what we execute on on a daily basis, not the purpose. But when you execute on the mission, you're stepping out that purpose that you've taken the time to identify.
And and like you said earlier, it makes it easier to determine what decisions you're making and what you're saying yes and no to. Because if it doesn't align, if that mission, if that action doesn't align with that purpose, then it's easier to say no to it.
Exactly. And that's really, I don't know, a friend of mine once told me you're defined by what you say no to. And I love that. And he was talking, I believe, more from a moral standpoint and a value standpoint, but also we in life today, it's so easy to be overextended, to be overcommitted, to be overinvolved. And so why does that happen? Well, many times it happens because we don't know how to say no. So what do we say no to? Well, we say no to those things that don't align with our mission, that don't connect with our purpose. And when we do that, then we're going to be saying yes to those activities that do align with our mission. Now, think about this. If our day is filled with activities that align with our mission, it just seems more likely that that mission is going to happen, because everything we're doing at that point is working towards fulfilling that mission. So, for us at the Accountability Institute, when I talk about our purpose to help people and organizations discover their potential and be their best, our mission from an organizational standpoint is to help 100,000 executives and business owners build a more accountable business and create sustainable, high performance culture. And we do that through three things: teaching, inspiring, and supporting. So, and we've defined all that out. But here's the key thing: just the heading, teaching, inspiring, and supporting. So now the question becomes, what are we doing today that is teaching, inspiring, and supporting? Because we know those are the three activities we need to be involved in. And so if something doesn't connect to that, we don't do it. And if we want to be better at achieving our mission, then we reverse engineer and go, now, are we teaching enough? Are we inspiring enough? And are we supporting enough? And if we're coming up short, then we need to fix that.
Teaching, inspiring, and supporting. So if we're missing one of those,
that's ours. That's how we do it.
Yeah.
That's our mission.
Yeah.
Our mission in helping 100,000 executives and business owners build accountable organizations and sustainable culture. How do we do that? We do it through teaching, inspiring, and supporting. That's what we've done.
Action. So that's how you define your actions to align with your purpose and your mission.
Exactly.
Do you guys hear that? How wonderful is that? If you've got three actions that you can clearly identify, and if either of those three actions aren't going to align with that mission and that purpose, and the purpose is yours, you own your purpose, the organization owns the mission, then it becomes easier for the organization, your business, your team members to know when and what to say yes to and when and what to say no to. And we get more of an accountable structure. I love that, Sam. That is such an amazing lesson right there. And you guys can just write that down right now. I had jaw time last week with Donna Stott right here, and she says it right here. She had so much fun last week. And Donna, if you have any questions for Sam right now as well, I hope he answered your question on. You had it right here. What
I
brings
like
us
that.
joy in the service of others is by definition. Donna is a real estate coach. Your coaching matters, and she is an absolute wonderful person. She's also America's top 25 in Inman Connect. So if you haven't connected to Donna, Sam, definitely connect with her. She has a team as well, and she's an accountable leader, I would say,
Awesome.
by
Would love to
by
connect.
how you define it. So, can you define accountability to us, and walk us through these steps of action?
Well, yes. So accountability is keeping your commitments to people. It's that simple. Um, and it, but here's the thing: it's keeping your commitments to people. A commitment is no matter what. No matter what. Not a maybe, not an if, not if. No, it's a commitment is no matter what. It's black and white. The gray area is removed. And then we look at accountability, we delineate between the transactional or the tactical commitments and the relational commitments. And so accountability is keeping your commitments to people, but it's the relational commitments because you're responsible for things, you're accountable to people. Your job description is a list of responsibilities.
Mhm.
Um, if you say I'm going to take the trash out, that's a tactical or transactional commitment. That's a responsibility. You're responsible for things, but accountability exists between you and me.
Yeah.
It's always between human beings. It's dependent upon a relationship, and it's a higher level of connectivity between people.
So now, say if you're in an organization, and I know a lot of people might have this question, or it pops up a lot. If accountability is, and here's one of Donna's comments: I tend to keep commitments to others better than the ones to myself. Um, so she said commitment to yourself as well, accountability. That, of course, I I believe that if we cannot love ourselves or be accountable to ourselves, how can we give that? So it's just like saying, I have $20 because I literally I just have $20 right here. I have $20, and if I say I'm going to give you $22, how can I give you $22 if I only have 20 in my hand right
Right.
now? I can't. So we have to learn to love ourselves, learn to be accountable to ourselves first before we can be accountable to anyone else, because we are our first people anyway. And I think that's the struggle that I had from the very beginning, that had actually got us connected, is because that's what I was. I was accountable to so many people. Like I said, daughter, daughter in law, mom, wife, a business leader, real
Right.
estate leader. I had all of these hats and labels that I totally forgot about who's accountable to Harjeet.
Exactly. Exactly.
And that's where Sam came in and helped me.
Well, and that's when, see, that's where you knowing your, when you know your purpose and your mission, then that's when you can stop and look at who you're saying yes to. What are you saying yes to? And then stopping and saying, well, why am I not keeping commitments to myself? And what's that rooted in? And I think for me, it's about, look, so here's the thing. I'm great at making lists. And here's a little known fact, Harjeet. You don't know this about me. I am great at making lists of things to do, lists of ideas, lists of things that I want to accomplish. Now, what I am not great at is opening the list and looking at it after I make it. I struggle with that. Okay. I'm just putting it out there. And so here's the thing. If I don't open the list, it doesn't do me any good to make the list. So what I've created a system that I've been following for a couple of months now, and it seems to be working for me. It's very visual. If I start my day by opening up this application that I use, and I look at the things that I want to get done today, I look at things that I want to get done at some point in the future, and all I have to do is take 5 minutes and just look at this before the day starts. My day is inherently more productive. Well, it's the same thing with any aspect of our life. And so if we're not keeping commitments to ourselves, then let's back off of that for a second. And let's say, okay, what are the commitments that I'm making that I'm not keeping to myself? Say, okay, this is important. I'm going to start my day with 5 minutes. That's just a commitment check. And the commitment check is about the commitments I make to myself. Those, I need to master that. And so what are the commitments I've made to myself, and how am I doing? And what do I need to accomplish today to stay on track? And literally taking 5 minutes like that in the morning will set your whole day, and it will set your intention, because action follows belief. And in that moment, you're going to decide whether or not it really is important to keep that commitment to yourself. Because if it isn't, you're not going to do it. Saying you believe something doesn't mean you believe it. My dad must have said 50,000 times if he said it once. Actions speak louder than words.
Oh, it absolutely does. If you see what Donna says, she loves crossing things off lists. She'll add it to to-do list just so that she can cross it
There
off.
we go. There we go.
So yeah, accountability.
Oh, I want to talk about Donna's next comment, though. Pull that one up on the screen.
This one, I once had a Monday to Friday accountability partner for 7 straight years. Just committed to one thing for the day.
All right, Donna, here's the thing I want to challenge you with. Remember, there's a difference between accountability and responsibility. Responsibility is about getting things done. A true accountability partner, by the way that we define it, is someone who knows your purpose, your mission, and your values. And when you come together to talk about the challenges you're facing, the successes that you're having, the things that you're trying to achieve, the decisions that you need to make, when you say, I don't know, this is the decision I'm going to make in this situation. If I'm your accountability partner and I know your purpose, your mission, and your values, I'm going to point out when your choices and or your decisions align or don't align with the purpose, mission, and values. That's what a true accountability partner does. Now, it's not about getting stuff done. Accountability is not a way of doing. Accountability is a way of thinking. We intermix the word responsibility and accountability all the time. And I'm going to challenge you with one other thing. I was in a conversation with somebody that I knew, and he said, Sam, I want to join a group. I want to be in an accountability group. I said, oh, really? I said, yeah, tell me more about that. He says, yeah, I want to be in a group where when I say I'm going to do something, they hold me accountable so I get it done. Yeah. I said, that's interesting. I said, I don't think I'd want to be in a group with you. And he was like, what are you talking about? It's like, I'm a nice guy. Well, that has nothing to do with it. The point is, the groups that I'm in, I want to be in a group with high-performing individuals who do what they say they're going to do and who challenge me to be my best, which means that I'm staying in alignment with my purpose, my mission, and my values. And those are the peoples that I want to surround myself with. I don't want a babysitter, and I don't want to babysit someone else. And so that may sound a little harsh, but the reality is we have to take responsibility in our life to get the things done that need to get done, to do what we say is important.
Mhm.
Otherwise, put it on a different list. If you're not going to do it, put it on a list of things you have no intention of doing.
Yeah.
That way it gets on a list and you don't have to worry about focusing on it because it's not important.
I, I I love that because this is one of the starting points of my career, Sam. And I guess this is why it led me to you. So when I started my real estate career in 2017, I never ever picked up a self-help book ever. And here I am in my 30s. So I pick up this book because I heard it on it was national, I think it was National Small Business Day. And at the time, it was President Obama. He went to a bookstore and he picked up books. So they were like for his daughters. And they asked him what books and why. And one of the books was Seven Habits of Highly Effective People from Stephen Covey. So I get that book and I'm listening to it. I get the Audible. I'm listening to it, and he talks about the quadrants and to write the list of things that are urgent, not urgent, important, not important. And I actually started writing all of these things down because I had no clue how to use a schedule book. I was so used to just 9 to 5 and college, so I just knew
Sure.
okay, this is the structure. I got to get it done. That's my your to-do list, your check off list. These are the responsibilities. It's not purpose. It's just what I need to get done to get to this next level or next phase. So now I'm looking at I own my own business. I have no clue how to own my own business right now. And I start writing all of these things down. That's the list, I believe. I don't know, Sam, please correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the list to create is the things that are important, not important. It is a list because you got to take it out of your brain if it's occupying space. And now you know this, I don't need to do this. This is just wasted space in my brain. Like, I used to watch a lot of TV, and Friends was one of them. My daughter, we used to watch Friends all the time, and that was in the not important, not urgent list. So that was out. And what came in was okay, we've got to read, we've got to do your homework, we've got to do these things. So that's being accountable to, well, not just myself, now my children, because it gave me a whole list of things that I can apply and work with for that specific time. Now, when you're going into the next level, talking about accountability partners, I've had the privilege and opportunity to be weekly accountability partners with Sam Silverstein. And it's true. It's like, okay, I'm doing my job, I'm doing the work I need to do. But here are a few things that are is a struggle for me. These are a few decisions that I need to make, and I don't know if it's the right decision at this point, or and here and there. So Sam helped me walk through it with our accountability partners. It was a couple of us. So that is a great accountability partnership that Sam is talking about. And I'm so blessed, Sam. Thank you for allowing me to have that experience with you of what a true accountability partner looks like versus, the accountability partner that comes on every week and says, "So, did you get the work done?" No, okay, so go get it done and then come back and talk to me. It's like another teacher telling you to do your homework.
Well, that's where the growth comes, right? We
Yeah.
have to take those steps. And
Thank you, Donna, for that question. It's an
yeah,
awesome
I'm
question.
looking at Donna's comments right now. Um, how does this commitment fit with your standards of integrity? So this is where the third piece of that trifecta is, it's unique purpose, its mission, and its values. Um, and there's a whole process for determining your values, but that your values set should it's not about having great values, it's about having a great set of values. Now, the difference is you can have great values. Integrity, that's a great value. Yes, but it's the set. If the set is not complete, there's going to be a hole. And if there's a hole, then something's going to be slipping through. And so a great set must connect to 4 areas. One, foundational values, which speak to your character. Then there's professional values, which defines what is excellence for you in your life, or in your organization. Same thing. Relational values. How do you build and form relationships? And then community values. How do you support with and connect the community that you live? And that's important as well. And so the value set, some values can connect to all of those, some only connect to one. Doesn't matter. The set as a whole must cover those bases. And actually, Harjeet, for anyone that's watching or listening, if they go to valuesworksheet.com, they can download a free PDF that will step you through this process of figuring out what your values are, either as an individual or for an organization. It's a very powerful process.
It is. I took it, and it's absolutely an amazing values worksheet that I actually printed this out a summer night and sat down around the fire pit with my family, and we all wrote it down. And the baby at the time, I think she was like 2, Sam. She was like scribbling on it too, because she wanted to be involved in it.
Exactly. And let her be involved. Why not? You know, that's what it's about as a parent. I mean, the values are in essence, these are the rules of engagement. This is how we play in the sandbox. And whether it's an organization or a family or a community, people connect through the values. They don't connect through a product. They don't connect through a service. They connect through a set of values. And so the organizations, companies, or families, it's still an organization that have the great set of values, that there's clarity, and where these values become absolute, as we call them, non-negotiable, then those organizations, those groups of people, human beings, come tighter together, more closely intertwined. And in those types of organizations, people have each other's backs, they get more done, there's greater satisfaction, and there's tremendous commitment and loyalty.
And that's what you want in an organization. It's that commitment, that loyalty, the drive to move forward in that organization. I love what Jessica posted as well. It's great to reassess these over and over again as well. Just like I said, like my baby was 2 then. I need to go over this again. Look at it.
And you know, right over here, you can't see it, but it says integrity, respect, and significance. Those are my values. Now, there's a whole definition of what each one means, but I want to keep these things in front of me. I want them always present. If you see me on stage, most of the time, if I'm wearing a sport coat or a suit, you open it up, it's monogrammed on the inside, IRS, for integrity, respect, and significance. It's not,
I love that.
it's not a reminder to pay my taxes. I'm telling you, that's not what that IRS stands for, but it's there. And the reason it's there is because I want to be the best I can be. And to be that, I need to always be working to better live my values. My values, I feel like I live them, but I also believe that I can live them better. That's the quest.
Yes.
How do I get better? Wherever you are, look, you got here because you've done a good job. Now, how do we get better? And that's the question. And I only need to get better by this much today. If I'm get better by Harjeet, if I can just get better by this much today, what happens when I do that 5 days in a row, 7 days in a row, 20 days in a row? Exactly. It gets to be huge. So I just need to be a little better today. I know I can find some place where I can do that.
And it's that compound effect that you're talking about, Sam. And
just like money.
Yeah.
It's just like money. It pays dividends. It's this, it's the future value of money is always greater than the present value, because of compound interest. Well, it's the same thing in our lives. If we just get a little better this week, this month, this year, if I'm not better now than I was 3 years ago, there's a problem.
Yeah. And unfortunately, there's so many in the world that are just stuck. Once this information comes to you and you get a wind of it, you can't stop not growing them. That makes sense.
You can't unsee it.
Yes, once you see it, you can't unsee it. And that's the thing we say at EXP. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Because it grows and it grows exponentially, just like E equals MC squared. It just grows exponentially. Your
Exactly.
commitment grows exponentially, which allows you to become more emotionally intelligent with the decisions that you do make then.
Absolutely.
And that's thanks to you, Sam. Thank you for always you're always bringing value. And today you brought so much value just within the last 36 minutes, this entire conversation on,
My pleasure.
on accountability. So now, Sam, you have just it's been 2 years with the Accountability Institute.
Mm-hmm.
Can you go over that a little bit, what that is? And I believe you also have something for coaches. And I'm going to put this ticker over here with your website on how to
Yeah,
find your product.
we created the Accountability Institute, and it's available at theaccountabilityinstitute.com, theaccountabilityinstitute.com. We created that because, I mentioned that our mission is to be able to reach 100,000 executives and business owners, small business owners, build a more accountable business, create a sustainable high performance culture. We can't do that alone. So in the Institute, we offer the Certified Accountability Advisor. And that's a program where someone comes in and they go through a certification process. And then they have access to literally everything that I use to work with a company or coach executives and individuals. They have access to all those tools, all those materials. We've turned my 12 books into learning modules, educational tools, online courses, there's assessment tools, and it's all available to the certified accountability advisors. And they use that not only for their personal development, but for their growth. And then they also become a part of my accountability circle. And we communicate regularly on what's going on in our life and our business. And it's just it's been a powerful experience, RG.
Well, that's amazing. I'm going to go onto this site as well, Accountability Institute.com. Definitely check this out. It's right here on the ticker, the accountabilityinstitute.com. Sam also has some great resources here at his website, samsilverstein.com. That's where you'll also find most of, all of his books and worksheets as well. There's drop downs you can find. They're free resources as well that you have on that site.
Hundreds of articles and videos and lots of we have a lot that is just available. And again, the values worksheet's a great way if you want to work on your values or assess what your values are. Run them through the values at valuesworksheet.com and look at you. See, you're so great with technology. You're always one click ahead. I like that.
Thank you. You know what it is, Sam? Coming from where I came from and the journey that I was in, I can tell you that this was my step forward coming through doing these worksheets, because we could read all the books in the world. We could watch all of the documentaries in the world. That's the right word, documentaries, or podcasts, and listen and listen and listen. But until we actually apply something,
right,
and take action
and get it in writing,
because we're taking it out of our brain and putting it out there, and nothing's gonna happen. And I'm telling you that from experience, because I've seen it happen. Even though I'm really grateful for the journey that I've been through, walking through it, just thinking about the past experiences that I did have. And it was until I actually wrote these down, I realized, wow, there's a lot of learning I had. This was a lot of experience. And one of that is what you had walked us through in Pivot, was finding our values and our purpose. And little did I know that in my first year of real estate that I got to see, three widows in their 50s and 60s and how their life was. I had no clue, that this was just a coincidence, but this was God telling me, look, this could be a future of yours if you don't start writing down and actually planning an action for your life.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's just my personal experience that I walked through, but everyone goes through something. And unless you actually reflect on what you've been through, how are you going to know that gift? How are you going to unwrap that gift? It's like unwrapping a gift. That's what it is.
Exactly.
And
Well,
so, one of the three things that I define for myself, Sam, is value, vision, and victory. So, not only for myself, but for the clients as well, is like to help you see the value of what you're searching for. And once you know what your value is, you can envision yourself in the future with that value and practice and act in it. And that's where you'll find victory. So that's whether if you're purchasing a house or if you're, growing your business or just growing your family. You've got to look at these three things. And that's one of the three words that I had defined in my mission. So value, vision, victory. And Sam had mentioned for the Accountability Institute, I'd like to write it down. Please say it again, Sam. Um, the first one was teach.
oh, for me,
Yeah.
So our mission, so our mission statement is our mission is to help 100,000 executives and business owners build a more accountable business and create a sustainable high performance culture. And we do that by teaching, inspiring, and supporting. So it's teach, inspire, and support.
Teach,
And
inspire.
then I've defined that under teach. We are teachers. We educate people on ways to improve and be their best. We teach new insights and ways of looking at issues, challenges, and opportunities. We share ways of believing and thinking because that's what you're teaching. It's not about teaching a new way to do something. It's about teaching a new way to think or to see a challenge because as soon as someone evolves the way that they think, they will evolve the way that they do forever.
As soon as somebody thinks how they evolve, they will evolve of what they do forever. I hope I said that right, Sam.
I said, as soon as someone evolves the way that they think, they will evolve the way that they do forever.
So evolve your thinking, you evolve your action.
Right. If you're not, if let's say you go, I'm just not making enough money. Let's just look at money, well, so if you go, what do I need to change? I need to change how I do this or how I do that. No, you will always go back. Change what you think about money. Change what you think about saving. Change what you think about earning. Change what you think about the possibility is, or change what you think about the fact that you deserve to be able to earn at a higher level. And so that's money, something very physical and tangible. But it's the same with people. If people aren't responding to you the way that you want them to respond to you, then we have to change the way that we think about people. How do we see them? How do we respect them? How do we grow them? How do we commit to them? When we change those, how do we make contributions to the relationship? When we change how we think and see people, then the actions that we take will change. And then and only then do we get a different result.
And that's how you change results, guys.
Here we go.
Evolve your thinking, evolve your actions, and watch your results turn into actual results. I love that. Thank you, Sam, so much. This was amazing. I love to close with the special guest closing. And since you're the special guest, what is the message that you would love to give to everybody who's watching today? And before we close on that, I want to remind everyone, please do like, comment, and subscribe. I'm getting better at practicing this.
Gotta subscribe. You don't
Yeah.
want to miss one of these.
And
I've subscribed.
yes, Sam did. He circled my video and sent it to me yesterday. That was so cool. So like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss it. You do support more of this. I can have more of accountability leaders and great leaders coming on here to give value such as this. Donna came last week. She absolutely gave us so many gems in less than an hour. So thank you again, Donna, for that. And yeah, this is just, I'm just so grateful that we get to learn from amazing leaders such as yourself, Sam. And what is the message that you would like to give to everyone?
So, what would happen in someone's life if you made a difference? And just one person. You know, if right now I go out and I just do some random kindness, if I make a difference, if I give someone a supporting word or supporting hand, if I just make a difference, if I hold the door for someone, if I just hold the door for someone at the store, how does that impact their mood, their disposition? And then what's the ripple effect that comes off of that? And what would happen if everyone just did one thing today that made a difference? There was a little bit more, if we were just a little more patient with someone, if we were a little kinder with someone, if we were a little more thoughtful about someone, what would happen if we evolve the way that we think about people? What's the ripple effect in our world? Think about that, and then let that drive what you decide to do next.
That's amazing. Guys, take that challenge today. And when you do, and I trust that you will, comment on what that actually did to you and the other person. That's amazing. Thank you so much, Sam, for today.
My
This
pleasure.
this will be on its way. I just got to go to the
Awesome.
post office. And I will be coming to St. Louis soon to make you a cup of joe. I'm definitely going to be doing that.
Renee and I are eagerly awaiting.
That's awesome. So just give me one moment. I want to thank everybody for joining today. See us. Come back next week on Fridays at 1 p.m. for Jaw Time with Realtor Jeet. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. It's actually on Twitter as well, live. And until next time, thank you, Donna. She said you are so welcome. Can't wait to come back. Thank you so much, Sam. Love that. And she's going to use it today.
Awesome.
Have a great day, guys.